everyone, welcome back to my next video. Well, if it's Bob, it must be another Bluetti review. They send me all their new stuff, and you know what? I don't mind because they make great stuff, very useful stuff for our community. Now, let me reassure you that I do not make a penny from Bluetti. They kind of begged me almost to become an affiliate so that if you buy something, I get a cut. And I did not, because when I tell you Bluetti is a good product, I want you to know there is no monetary incentive for me to say that. What I'm telling you is the truth. As of right now, they are, as far as I'm concerned, the very best power station that you can buy. So they have a new one come out. It's going to be called the EB3A. And the A stands for advanced. So they're saying that it's one of the most advanced ones they've ever put out. And it's small. Now, this is a very small unit, so there will be some of you, this will be a very good size. It's actually a 600-watt inverter, but it's only got a 268 watt-hour battery. For some of you, a 268 watt-hour battery is perfect because you need the small size to fit in a car or an SUV, and you just don't use a lot of power. This could be perfect. We don't know yet, but we'll find out. And of course, it's like all of the Bluettis that I know of, it's a LiFePO4 battery. So you're going to get the 3,500 cycles. I just can't tell you how important that is that you buy a power station with a LiFePO4 battery. The Jackeries have been out long enough now, after 2 or 3 years, people are finding out what it's really like to have 500 cycles. Because after 2, 3, 4 years, the battery stops holding a charge. It starts to decline. And it declines faster and faster and faster. And before long, you can't keep it charged because it's not a LiFePO4. It's only got 500 cycles. So I've been saying it for a while now. Don't buy anything. Jackery makes a great product. You'll never hear me say otherwise. But that battery at 500 cycles is just, you're throwing your money away. If you buy the exact same price, get as good or better a unit, and get 5 times the cycles, that just makes sense to me. So I'll stop. A manual. I'm looking forward to looking at that because I don't know anything about this. And here is the unit. And like all of them, all the Bluettis nowadays, they have a flat top. Again, I can't tell you. I think this flat top is really, really important so that you can charge. You do wireless charging, and this, like all of them, has wireless charging, 15 watts. You put your phone on here, it just starts charging, and I really love that. This is a very good size for 268 watt hours, and if you're in a car or even a minivan, SUV, this is a good size. I carry the EB70 with me because I really like that size. And at this point, it would be this or that, and I don't know which one is better yet.
Let's real quickly go over what is available here on the EB3A. Down here at the bottom left, this is the input for solar. It will take up to 200 watts, and with 200 watts, it's fast charging. This is the 110, and it is super, super fast charging. I've seen it taking 314 watts at a time. It'll charge this whole unit from 20 to 100% in about a little over an hour. It's really amazing. Over here, you have two 110 outlets off of the 600 watt inverter. Of course, it's 1200 peak, so if something gives you a surge, it will still start it. That's very unusual in a 268 watt hour unit like this, that have a really big one like this. That's nice. Above it, of course, you have a standard light. They almost always have a light. This is a nice one. 3 USB ports, 2 standard A's, USB-A, and a USB-C 100 watt PD port, power delivery. That is a big, big plus. And then, of course, you have a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug.
Like I told you before, the name of this thing is EB3A, and the A is for advanced. Now, when a lot of companies tell you that, you just laugh and you think, sure, yeah, it's really advanced. And what I'm going to tell you now is this is a very small unit with only a 268 watt hour, but every feature that it has on it is the best available. And I know that's quite the statement, but we're going to go down the list, and it has every feature that you could want, and and it's the best available. So let's just go down the list. This is a pretty standard thing. The retail is going to be $299 for a 268 watt hour, and that's right in the ballpark. That's what these smaller units go for. And if you're in a car or an SUV and this is all the room you have, or it's all the money you have, then this is not just a stripped down thing because you're poor, we'll just throw you some piece of crap. This is really, truly advanced. Let's start talking about how. Well, first, of course, you can solar charge it. But unlike any other one that I'm aware of, and again, I've researched, but I can't say there's nothing out there that doesn't have this, but to the best of my knowledge, none of these features any other device has for 300 bucks. This will take 200 watts of solar, which means that if you wake up in the morning and it's average so-so poor sun and you have 200 watts coming in, the odds are much better you're going to get it full by the end of the day than you would if you only took 100 or 90. Well, a lot of them will only take 90. The next thing that I think is significant is that it has a 600 watt Pure Sine Inverter. I don't know of any other one in this size range, or just a little bit below 300 watt hours, that has a 600 watt inverter. That means you can't run it very long because the battery is too small. That's a small battery. But you could start a drill, say you need to start a power drill and drive 5 or 10 screws. Well, you can do that with this, and most you probably can't. So it has wireless charging on top. I don't know of any other that has that. So it's got the fold away handle. You lay your phone on here and it just starts charging, or your watch, or whatever devices you have. That's really cool.
Okay, here's the wireless charging. Here is my phone. It's not charging. I lay it down on here and it comes on. You saw it, and now it is, the little lightning is there and it is charging. So it's that simple. Another one is the USB ports. Of course, they all have USB ports, and now it's pretty standard that they all have a 60 watt PD, power delivery port. That means you can run a laptop that will run on 60 watts or less. This has 100. Again, that's something you spend a lot of money for to get the next models up in the 400, 500 watt hour range. That's when you start getting 100 watt power delivery USB. Now, what's going to hold you back is the small size of the battery. 260 watt, 8 watt hours is not a big battery. I have both a fridge and a freezer, and I did run my freezer on this all day attached to a 100 watt solar panel, and it stayed full. So it will run off of solar panel, it will stay full and run a cooler or a freezer, because I was running mine as a freezer, all day and stay full. However, when it comes nighttime, it barely will keep your fridge overnight, and so that's going to be your problem. You'll wake up the next day and the battery will be dead, and you plug in and you have your refrigerator in again. You plug in your 100 watt panel. It's not going to recharge it. It's going to be dead again at the end of the night, because it basically takes everything the solar panel is putting out. Now, I didn't have 200 watts to plug into it. I just didn't happen to have that much extra solar lying around in panels. So possibly, if you have the 200 watts to charge it with, you could charge it really fast the next day and continue to run your fridge. But here's the bottom line. A lot of talking. Just to say this, I don't think you should plan on this running your fridge. I don't believe it will do it. It's just too small. As fantastic as it just really is not designed to run a fridge. You just have to really understand that 268 watt hours is a limited size of battery. But again, every feature that I've mentioned, no one else has it in this small a unit. Most power stations, even 400, 500 watt, do not have the features this one has at this level. It really is the most advanced, at this size at least, on the planet, but I think even compared to the bigger ones, it's still really, really advanced. They've put in something they call the UPS function. UPS is something from the business world. That stands for uninterruptible power supply. So that means if you have something plugged in to the 110 and it's running on the inverter, and you plug it into the wall, if you happen to have wall power, then the inverter actually shuts off. And the 110 item that's plugged in draws from the wall and not from the inverter. And while it's running that item,
say you plug in a 110 fan. Well, then the inverter goes off and it continues charging, and the fan is powering itself off of the wall outlet that you're plugged in. This unit is plugged into. You're wasting less energy. You're keeping your battery charged. Your inverter isn't running. So that's the uninterruptible power supply, and that's a very good feature to have. Another thing this has is very fast charging. So I have 700 watts of solar on my roof and 2 Battleborns. So when I plug it into the wall to charge it off this, it charges at 256 watts an hour. That means it will charge this thing from 20% to 80% in about an hour. It's amazing. I mean, it is amazing how fast this charges if you can plug it in to the 110 outlet. Here's something else that it has. It has a Bluetooth app. And I played with it, I turned it on, and it connected, I think, every single time. It was absolutely trouble-free, which a lot of times Bluetooth apps are far from trouble-free. This one was trouble-free 100% of the time. It connected, and it has a very nice display. It shows you all the power coming in, all the power going out. There are a few settings that you can set on it that make it really easy. It has an echo mode and a power mode, a boost, kind of a boost mode, so that you can get even more power out of it if you have something that really needs a lot of power. It's that's, again, it's just really advanced. Would I buy this because of it? No. Well, I might not even ever use it again other than to test it out with. But again, when they say advanced, it truly is probably the most advanced power station that you can buy. At this price level, no questions asked. This is the one. So now I'm on my Samsung phone. I'm going to show you the Bluetti app. You can see the Bluetti icon right there in the middle. I tap it. It comes up really quickly. It has worked perfectly every time. I hit connect again. I hit connect. And there it is. It has searched now. That's the EB3A that I have. Its serial number. I tap on it, and it will load there it is. That's the EB3A. Tap it again, and there's my EB3A. You see lots of things are going on. I've plugged them in so that you can see all that's what's going on. Now let's look at the top. Just start up here at the top around PV. Nothing going on because I don't have it plugged in. I could have it plugged in right now to a solar panel, and it would do all 4 things at once. It would be charging from the from the solar panel, the PV, photovoltaic, and from the grid. On the right-hand side over here, you see the grid. I'm plugged into my power here on my ambulance, 265 watts. So it's charging the battery and it's running everything else. Now, here in the middle, I can see that it's 99%. That's the state of the battery. And here at the bottom on the left, that's DC. You see 24 watts going out. That's power delivery. I have a USB-C cord plugged into a power delivery, and I have a brick, a power brick that's plugged into it. That's a PD brick, and it's charging at 24 watts. That's real fast for one of these PD power bricks. That's very good. And on the right, you can see that 5 watts. That is my freezer, which is off right now, but it's drawing 5 watts just because it's on. I know everything that's going on the EB3A by looking at this. I have the power coming in. Now you notice the power coming in is at 317 watts. That's a lot. See, it's running all these devices, the AC and the DC, and it's charging the battery. So the battery won't go down. It'll continue to go up. These are the controls that I have from it, which aren't a lot, but some. And they're all right here on this, although I think you can get them all from the screen on the freezer, on the unit as well. Now, this is going to come out. Hopefully, you're seeing this right around June 14th. It's not even available for sale while I'm shooting this. It's June 6th. It's not even available for sale. You can't buy it. It's coming out on June 14th. It will be on the BluettiPower.com website. I don't know if it'll be available on Amazon then or not, but it will be available on BluettiPower.com. And it will be on sale for $249. They're knocking $50 off. Short term, they didn't give me an exact cutoff date. I'm trying to get this video out as close to June 14th as I can. If you're watching this in the future, it'll be June 14th of 2022. If you're watching this in 6 months or a year, that sale will be gone. Watch these things. They go on sale all the time. All these power stations do. So if you just keep your eye out, you'll get a sale. But $250 for this thing, for all the advanced features, it's the bargain of the century. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, it is a LiFePO 4 battery. That means you're getting 2,500 cycles, and you do not want to buy anything but LiFePO 4. So this has better chemistry, a longer life, and far advanced features. So my question is, why would you buy anything else? And to me, what's so important is you can go to the Bluetti office in Las Vegas, Nevada, and walk in with this and say, it's not working. And I would almost bet, I can't promise you that, I'm not a Bluetti employee, I'm not affiliate, they don't make any money from them, but I can almost guarantee you that you'll just hand you a new unit and you'll walk out. To me, that's so important. I mean, you can buy one of these no-name ones for less, although you can't get them for a lot less than $249. With these features, you can't get it for less. But who are you going to call if you have a problem? Who are you going to talk to? You can walk into their office and talk to the people at Bluetti. And to me, in Las Vegas, and to me, that's just that's a really important purchase factor. So all that to say, I'm super impressed. Everything I've asked of it, it's done super well. It's a really, really good unit. The E3BA for advanced is truly the most advanced power station of this size that you can buy, and it's a great price as well. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Now it's up to you. I'll say this. Most of you are going to be better served by buying one of the bigger ones, the 500 or the 700. But if you only have a certain amount of money and a certain amount of room in your rig, this is the one to buy, 100%. This is the one to buy. So my question for you is, will this size be good enough? Are you in a car, an SUV? You're on a pretty limited budget. You can get this for $250 here in June of 2022. Would this be a good choice for you? Or what else are you thinking about? Which ones have you had, and have they worked well for you? Have you got one that you really liked and you would recommend instead? We'd love to hear from you. And down in the comments, the more we share our experiences with each other, the better off we all are. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.